This is the overview of the organization that was chosen to be Papa John's. We will cover the organizational subsystems in need of change, the impact of the proposed change on two other organizational subsystems, the comparison to successful subsystem, stakeholder satisfaction, ethics, corporate social responsibility, attracting human resources, developing human resources, maintaining human resources, and internal consistency with course connectivity to the integration of faith learning and work through the Christian worldview. We've chosen the company of Papa John's to cover. Papa John's was established on October 2nd, 1984, in Jeffersonville, Indiana, by founder John Schnattner. After the company went public in 1993, they began to see an increase in franchises very quickly, totaling over 500 stores. Papa John's has been successful at their customer service ratings and has grown to over 5,000 locations. While promoting an internal culture of fun, innovation, and doing the right thing, in 2018 they soon found themselves with their founder of many years involved in a PR nightmare for inappropriate behavior with other staff, racial comments, and in need of a new structure of management as the founder was asked to step down. The organizational subsystems in need of change within the organization are going to be management, training, and human resources or recruitment. The subsystems in need of change would begin with the management and training of the corporation. Management should be retrained and taught to be aware of the situations that were reported from staff of inappropriate language use and sexual references. Incidents that center around the treatment of staff should be reported to Human Resources Department immediately. The Human Resources Department's purpose is to develop, maintain, and attract a quality workforce. They should be available to assist any employee within Papa John's that was struggling and faced with an inappropriate work environment, even if the person making them feel uncomfortable was the founder of the company. Human Resources tries to make sure that the person hired has the right skill set, experience, and personality for the job. But what if the person in question is the founder of the company? John Schnattner was also accused of racial slurs during conference calls. Only after this was the entire company asked to undergo bias and diversity training. This is why I feel that the main subsystem that needs change within Papa John's is the Human Resources Department.
Hello, everyone. Today we're looking at Papa John's and organization subsystems in need of change within the organization. Papa John's was created in 1984 and went 9 years without a human resource department. In 1993, Papa John's created their human resource department so they could have a better recruitment system and also have everybody up on the same page. In 2018, Papa John mandates diversity training for all of its staff. This was an issue because of the negative language used by the owner towards African American and other races. The company management needs to create an optimal way of life. This way, employees can reach their full ability, and the company can retain skilled employees and attract new people through the organization. Uh, one of the Bible verses I looked up for this was Romans 12:10. It states, "Be kindly affectionated one to another with brotherly love in the hour of performing one another." What this is telling me is that God wants everybody to treat everybody as brother and sister. So I also had to look at the impact of proposed change on two other organization systems. So I looked at Pizza Hut, and Pizza Hut has joined Consternum, and their mission is to enhance diversity in business, educate by education and leadership. They are striving to put a stop to all belittling of African Americans, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Pizza Hut has set up a culture where everyone feels respected. They also have set up a culture where everyone and every environment is also celebrated. So this right here is everyone is able to move up within the company through promotions and all. and everyone is created equal. I also looked at Domino's, and Domino's Pizza believes that is for promotion for everyone is important. This is why Domino's provides promotions for everyone despite race, religion, creed, gender, pregnancy, national origin, citizenship status, marital status, age, disability, genetic information, uniform service of the military, or veteran status, or any other characteristic protected by applicable federal, state, or local laws, such as height, weight, sexual orientation, and gender identity and expression. Domino's also does, has programs for team members who are empowered to set their goals and success through different programs. Some of these programs are their GOLD system. Their GOLD is optimal leadership and development. This is where employees can learn the business from the ground up, and when they finish, they actually own a business. They also do a supply chain service driver development program. This is in case an employee wants to be a truck driver. They will send them to school. They will pay for their school, and when they finish the school, they have a job with Domino's, picking up the supplies and delivering them to Domino's stores. Domino's also has tuition reimbursement for any employee that wants to go to school for an undergraduate or graduate program. So for my Bible verse, I chose Matthew 7:12. It says, treat one another as you want them to treat you. So it's treat everybody equal and treat them just how you want them to treat you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Tanisha, and I am going to be talking with you about the satisfaction of three of the stakeholders. Two of the stakeholders that are with the Papa John's group are the outsiders, that is the shareholders and the customers. The shareholders are the ones who provide equity capital to finance the daily functioning and operation of Papa John's International Incorporation. Most of the shareholders are interested in earning a return from their investment in the company, in which most are interested in the timing process because some wants an immediate benefit and others are interested in long-term benefits. The company should act towards the satisfaction of the financial interests of the shareholders. Handling the shareholders according to their different levels of interest will bring about harmonious coordination of various parts of the firm, which will underpin its success. The firm's customers comprise a major part of the external stakeholders, meaning it is an obligation to make sure that the needs of the customers are met. And if this is not if this not happen, then most likely the company will go out of business. Most customers demand integrity of the service providers, in which the management has a duty to ensure that the designing, production, and the selling of high quality and standard pizza. Papa John's keeps the interests of the customers in mind when making decisions on new flavors. It is very important that management offer common and quality training to all employees to help ensure customer satisfaction. Another stakeholder is John H. Snyder. He is the founder of the world's third largest pizza chain. In 2017, his net worth was more than $1 billion. Snyder owns 30% of Papa John's shares. John Snyder is the chain's largest shareholder and claims to have been forced to step down. He called for an investigation to look into the circumstances of his departure. Mr. Snyder, who still held a board seat, was able to sue the company multiple times. Things since then have been resolved. As of the last 2 years, John Snyder has been effectively out of Papa John's and haven't been a shareholder for some time. Snyder is still a shareholder of the company, says that he built the whole company on conservative values, which he included two of the most critical attributes, truth and God. And the Lord God mercifully and gracious, long suffering and abundantly in goodness and truth. John Snyder owns less than 4% of the company that he founded back in 1984. Next, I will talk to you about the ethics. Papa John's Pizza Company has not faced many ethical issues in the past, but they have had to face some. One ethical case was against the owner slash the founder, John Snyder. Snyder criticized the NFL's handling of the national anthem protest, calling the affair a debacle. After that, sales dropped within an hour, and Snyder lost his job as CEO. But prior to this, it was noted that Snyder had used the N-word and former and current employees. Some executive and board members spoke of how Snyder's behavior ranged from spying on them to sexual misconduct, which led to two confidential settlements. John Snyder did not follow the code of conduct and affected his business and caused him his job. Papa John is committed to providing equal employment opportunities for all applicants and team members in a safe and respected workplace. The four views of ethics are individualism, utilitarian, justice, and moral rights. With Papa John's statements, they follow all the rules and views. Papa John complies with all applicable labor and employment laws and regulation and seeks to foster a workplace free of harassment, prejudice, and discrimination.
Good afternoon. Today we're looking at Papa John's and their corporate social responsibility and attracting human resource. First, we're going to look at the corporate social responsibility. Papa John's motto is better ingredients, better pizza. So this is the perfect change agent to help them promote and protect this motto even more. This is a direct quote from Papa John's website. They are proud of their progress, unquote. In 2016, they began using cage-free eggs across our menu in North America. Currently, 90% of the stores are using cage-free eggs. Their UK market has only been using cage-free eggs since 2018. They plan on collaborating and engage with suppliers to have the highest standards commercially available for ingredients, quality, safety, and animal welfare. We will now look at attracting human resource. Under the new ownership of Rob Lynch, they will continue supporting the franchise that has been part of their system for years, but also want to expand those opportunities as well. Forbes voted the organization in 2021 the best employers for diversity, with the organization's DEI. Strategically, they are hoping to help bring the organization a more positive outlook. These strategies will help the company top strategic priority to build a culture of leaders who believe diversity, inclusive, and winning. They can make everyone feel like they belong. The company also won top spot in customer satisfaction among national pizza chains in 2013.
Hello, it's Darren, and I'll be talking about developing human resources. So we decided that Papa John should transition to cage-free eggs, and in order for them to do that, they're going to need to conduct an assessment, develop a timeline, communicate a plan, collaborate with suppliers, and train employees. So out of these steps, I think one of the two most important ones that I'll speak on is definitely communicating the plan, and they should be transparent and include a rationale for the change, the timeline, and any challenges that may arise. I think another important part of this would be collaborating with suppliers, where they should be provided with technical assistance to their suppliers to help them meet the requirements, and they also should have incentives for suppliers who meet the specifications. I think I'll also talk about training employees, which is also important, and This will ensure that they understand the new specifications and they effectively communicate them to suppliers. So moving on, we're going to continue with developing resources. And it's similar goals, but they are, to develop clear goals, create a measurement system, conduct regular performance feedback reviews, provide feedback, reward good performance, and develop training programs. And I think the two that will be really important will be providing feedback, because the feedback should be positive and constructive, and it should highlight areas of success and areas that need improvement. They need to reward good performance, and I think Papa John's, if they reward suppliers and the franchises and employees that are performing well in the tradition of cage-free eggs, this can form. There could be bonuses, promotions, or other incentives. I think that will work nicely for them. We're going to move on to maintaining human resources. And the two subsystems that we focused on were management and training. So the areas that we're going to focus on, once again, is recruitment and hiring, training and development, employee engagement, and the recognition of incentives. And I think it's important that when it comes to the incentives that, we are rewarding employees who are pushing this cage-free egg initiative. When we look at how this cage-free is going to transition the company to a better spot, we look at labor management relations. And by reviewing this strategy and implementing it, it's going to attract and retain employees who share the same values. And lastly, the four areas that we're focusing on with our subsystems will be training, management, marketing, and finance. And I think one of the most important things that should focus on is finance. The cost of cage-free eggs is typically higher than conventionally sourced eggs, and I think Papa John's need to factor in the cost difference when developing pricing. I think marketing is also important, and they can use unique selling propositions to attract new customers and retain existing ones who are increasingly concerned.
Hello. Today we're going to talk about Papa John's, their internal consistency, and what they need to focus on to have a better outcome. So, consistency has been a major issue for Papa John's organization from the beginning. Now they have taken steps to improve. Here are some specific contingencies that they need to improve upon. On October 12th, 2018, Papa John's International Inc. Announced a new organization structure consistent with the strategy laid out earlier this year to improve the experience that customers have with Papa John's and accelerate growth. If communication and management techniques are consistent across the organization, then the questions about things like resources and ethics will be more easily answered. So Papa John's, for their consistency, they need to work on a consistency resource, consistent ingredients, and consistent recipes. Other pizza companies have had these same problems, and they've always gone back to what they had at the very beginning, which was the best thing that they ever did. They also need to work on consistent ethics and consistent in management. These are two major things that has gotten Papa John in trouble in the past. So if you now look on things that Papa John needs to focus on, for the future of the Papa John's organization, sustainability and social issues are and should be at the foremost of every employee's mind. This is words such as expect, intend, estimate, believe, appreciate, will, forecast, plan, project, or similar words identifying forward-looking statements that we are intended to be included. Implementing plans and management technique to achieve positive results is necessary. The highlight issues of sustainability and placement to live and work in the ways that protect the rights of both present and future generations as co-stakeholders of the natural resources. So, doing my research, I found two very good Bible verses for this. The first one was 1 Corinthians 15:58. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stand firm, let nothing move you. And the other one was John 6:12. When they had all had enough to eat, he said to his disciples, gather the pieces that are left over. Let nothing go to waste.